All right, I'm Angus and he's Dave.
I'm Dave and he's Angus.
And this is our last week in the studio before we hit the road, Jack.
And we're going to Texas, Minnesota.
Yeah, then Kansas, and there might be a surprise in there.
Well, if you paid attention in the meetings, it wouldn't be quite the surprise.
Well, if you made the meetings more interesting, you know.
Right, well, I guess we'll leave it a surprise for the listener as well.
Dave and I have made it our mission to hit all 50 states.
That's right.
What happens when we hit them all? Do we go around the world?
Now, there's no way in fuck I'm traveling internationally with you.
Oh, but my feelers, man.
I feel like I'm rolling the dice every time we go into an airport or a bus station or a goddamn train.
Well, you kind of are.
Because of how you react, because of how you are.
The world hasn't caught up to how badass I am. I haven't figured it out yet. They're still kind of just lagging.
Okay.
But it's okay, and Angus is patient with these types of things.
Yikes.
But today on the Dave and Angus show, it's a parenting special. We're going straight up parenting, man, because I'm going to teach you how to parent today.
That's the worst idea of all time.
No, folks are doing it wrong. I'm going to show you how to do it right.
Angus is under the delusion that because he has a baker's dozen worth of kids, that he's somehow an expert on children.
And parenting.
Yikes, dude.
Consider this the Angus Blackburn Jr. Masterclass.
How to Manage Sex Trophies by Angus.
Angus Blackburn Jr.'s Guide to Crotch Goblins.
Right, we also watched a movie together.
Yes.
We're going to do one of those Dave and
Movie
Angus
things.
movie things.
And we're reviewing shit, because, you know, you should know everything we think about all the stuff.
And we're also going to update you on what we've been up to musically.
Yeah, we've been in the studio just writing away.
No, he still hasn't written any songs.
Whatever. And we're also going to talk about curse words today.
Yeah, we used to be on the radio, so we had to battle with the FCC all the time.
We did, man. But I see curse words as like an art form. You know, some people
yeah.
say you're a dumb shit if you curse all the time, but I think you're goddamn Shakespeare.
Well, I don't think you're Shakespeare just because you call somebody a cunt.
Well, we'll discuss all those things and more on the other side of this banjo motherfucking thing.
Yeah, welcome to another episode of The Dave and Angus Show.
It's Dave and Angus. It's Dave and Angus. It's Dave and Angus. What's in there? Dave and Angus Show right now. Let's go.
All right, so we're going to talk about the Adam Project.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about curse words.
Yes.
And then we're going to talk about me teaching you guys how to parent correctly.
No.
And then if we have time, we'll play some music or some shit.
Right.
But before we get into that, we're going to read a few messages from you guys.
Yeah, thanks for sending so many things in.
Right, and there's just one email, and there's one really, really overworked person that reads all of them.
Yeah, info@SKATCAST.com, and don't worry, that person is not Tim.
No, Tim does not read those emails.
But we do read those emails.
We sure do, and here's an amalgamationals of like a couple of them letters.
Among
Yeah.
the most asked questions was actually, do you actually have 13 kids?
Fuck yes, I do.
Yeah, well, people find it hard to believe that, a woman would have sex with you, let alone marry you, and then have 13 kids with you. That's
Well,
insane.
that's fucking wonderful things for people to say about me.
Yeah, well.
And a couple of people were like, well, then name them.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, I named them. All right, here you go.
You gotta wait, before you go.
All right.
You gotta tell them the full name.
I'm going to go by age, too.
Right, but there might be a couple of good examples in here of, why some people shouldn't be allowed to name children.
Well, maybe not when you're drunk.
Now, your wife, Bojo, and I had to fight you not to name your youngest kid, Jim Beam Blackburn.
I still think it would be cool.
Sadly, it would be better than a lot of the names you've given your kids already.
My kids have the coolest names, Dave.
Well, we'll let the listener decide.
Fuck yeah, we will. All right, my first accident was 23 years ago. Her name is Jezebel.
Yeah, full name.
I wanted to name her Jezebel the Dream Destroyer, but she's Jezebel Lee Blackburn.
Yeah, you guys were pretty young.
That
then.
was a rough one. We didn't have kids until 4 years later, and that was, that's Lucas.
Well, say the full
His
name.
full name's Luke Skywalker Blackburn.
He got some shit for that in school.
He sure did.
At least you didn't name him Jar Jar.
I would never. But my next three kids, I got to mention all at once because I had one sperm do all that,
Triplets.
man. One sperm fucking screwed me.
Sure did.
And they're teenagers now. Roger Clemens Blackburn, Sony Nintendo Blackburn, and Amber Rain Blackburn. They're all 16.
Sony Nintendo.
Yeah, she goes by Sonny.
Yeah, and Roger Clemens, if you call him Roger Clemens, he'll fucking straight up punch you in the face.
Yeah, he takes after his dad.
Yeah.
We call him RC.
Yeah.
And you guys met my son, Angus Blackburn III.
Yeah, but what's his full name?
Fuck you, Dave. I don't care to share my middle name with folk. And my next kid is Morpheus MacGyver
Yeah,
Blackburn.
you tried to name him Cobra.
I'll still try and call him Cobra.
Yeah, he goes by Mark.
None of my kids go by the names they're supposed
You
to.
named a kid after Nintendo and another after MacGyver.
I got a daughter named Amber Rain. That's pretty.
Whatever. Then there's Sarah and Ripley.
Yeah, Sarah is my 10-year-old daughter. Her name is Sarah Connor
Yeah,
Blackburn.
and the kids call her Terminator.
Fuck yeah, they do. And then her 9-year-old sister is Ripley Lilu.
Angus likes sci-fi.
Yeah, and Ripley Lilu has a twin brother because my sperm fucking conspires
Yep.
against me, and Boba Fett is her brother. I had to fight for that one.
Yeah, you had to sleep on my couch too.
Yeah, Bojo almost left me for that one, but I won. I got my way.
You got your way, but he calls himself Bobby.
Yeah, none of my kids go by the names they're supposed to.
Well, I imagine people are seeing exactly why.
Whatever. Let's see. I got my three littlest kids.
Right.
I got my 6-year-old, my 4-year-old, my 2-year-old. I
Right.
got Pantera Sue, Davina Ann,
Aw.
and Axel Crime Fighter
Yep.
Blackburn.
He's a little buddy.
Yeah, Pantera Sue goes by Tara.
And she does not like the band she's named after.
I'm hoping that her musical taste buds will mature over time.
Right, and it was very sweet of you to name your daughter after me.
Yeah, we thought she was going to be a boy.
Davina is a pretty weird name.
Yeah, and people have taken to calling her Vina.
And then Axel.
Yeah, Axel Crime Fighter Blackburn.
Yeah, his middle name is Crime Fighter.
Yes, because then one day somebody will be like, can you really fight crime? And he'll be like, dude, my middle name is Crime Fighter.
You stole that from Penn Jillette.
Shut up,
You
Dave.
did.
So there's Jezebel Lucas, RC, Sunshine. We like to call her Sunshine.
Right.
Firestarter, we call Amber Rain.
Yes.
AB3, MC AB3.
Right.
We call Morpheus Mark because he fucking, I want to call him Cobra, but whatever. There's Sarah, and we call her Terminator.
Yep.
There's Ridley Lilu, and we call her Lilu.
Lilu.
There's Bobby, who is Boba Fett. He should be Boba Fett. Tara should be named Pantera.
Pantera.
Her name's Pantera.
Yep.
Davina is Vina, and Axel goes by fucking Axel right now.
Because he doesn't know any better.
He's my only good kid.
Yeah, and obviously Angus sucks at using prophylactics.
It's against the church of my wife's God, but I don't know. To all the listeners, Jezebel, Lucas, RC, Sonny, Amber, Angus Jr., Mark, Sarah, Lilu, Boba Fett, Tara, Vina, and Axel. Those are my kids. And I like a couple of them sometimes. And my house is never quiet ever.
Yeah, it is chaos there.
But the two oldest are out.
Yeah, but you got a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old.
It's tough to be a genius in all aspects of your life, Dave.
Yeah.
I have my flaws.
Now, have you ever heard of pulling out, for fuck's sake?
Whatever, Dave. We were going to read one more letter, but that went forever.
There was a bunch of questions that came up quite a few times, but a lot of people wanted follow-up on the cat lady.
I haven't seen her.
You didn't talk to her about recording in
She's
your house?
a cat lady. No one ever talks to her.
I mean, what would you say to this question?
I would say all the children in my household know not to let the cat lady in to do backing vocals without express written consent.
Right.
All right, can we get to the show? Let's get to the show.
Right, send your bullshit into info@scatcast.com.
Or visit scatcast.com for more shit like this.
Or check out our Patreon, Scatcast at Patreon.
There's even more of us in there. Holy fuck.
Or you can check us out at Scatcast on YouTube.
Goddamn, we're around each other a lot.
Yeah, you're telling me.
I literally just did tell you.
Well, I agree.
I'm sick of your face, Dave.
Well, get used to it, because we're going on a road trip, and make sure you change your fucking socks.
All right, let's talk about the Netflix movie, The Adam Project.
As you may know, he and I are both kind of sci-fi nerds.
We're on different sides of the spectrum of sci-fi nerdage.
That's probably true, yes.
But I'd say we both went into this movie, with open minds.
I've always liked Ryan Reynolds.
He'll always be Van Wilder to me.
Oh, there you go.
But I cheer for this dude, man. I cheered for him, and then people were like, oh, we didn't like him in Green Lantern. I was like, all right, well, I liked it. And I like him, so fuck you. Be nice to the guy.
All right.
And I felt that way about Blade Trinity, too. I was like, come on, maybe it's not as good as the first one, but how do you beat the first one, you dipshits?
Right.
And, then, people shit on him, and I was like, be nice to the guy. Come on, he's funny. He's Van Wilder, man.
Some people don't like him, Angus.
Well, I don't think I like those people, Dave.
I think that's a stupid reason to base your like or dislike of a human.
I've disliked people for less, Dave.
Well, I know that's true.
Right, well, let's talk Adam Project.
Now, overall, what did you think?
Well, I gave it 4 Angus thumbs up.
Out of a possible 5 Angus thumbs.
Right, and some of them can go down.
Okay.
There could be fractions of Angus thumbs.
But this is a solid 4.
Yes.
And they're pointing up.
Yes, it's a good movie. It's not my favorite movie of all time, but I would watch it again.
I liked it too. I would watch it again as well.
Well, what's your Angus thumb situation for it?
I never thought about using a multitude of Angus thumbs, but
Give it a try, Dave. You might like it.
I'd probably give it 4.5 Angus thumbs.
Oh, so you really like it?
Yeah, I did. There's a couple monologues in there in the first half of the movie that are just powerful.
Oh, yeah, grown-up dude talking to his mom.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, you kind of cried like a bitch a few times in this movie.
Well, I saw you cry in this movie too.
Yeah, but not like a bitch.
Yeah, well, there were some pretty good scenes.
The story's pretty original, too.
Right. Well, it's a time-traveling movie, and, that's always hard to do right.
Yeah, because all the astrophysicals come out on Reddit and take turns shitting on it,
Okay.
But we can tell you about the movie a little bit, all right? So it's Ryan Reynolds is like a pilot of some sort of like space travel, time travel guy.
Time travel.
He goes back to our time, and he's a kid, and he meets himself as a kid.
Right.
Imagine talking to yourself as a kid.
Yeah, it's an interesting premise.
But there are some heartwarming moments. There's some family shit.
There's definitely a family vibe.
Yeah, a lot of moments that'll make you cry your eyes out like a bitch, like this guy.
I like movies that make me cry.
Yeah, but not snot bubbles like a bitch.
I didn't have any snot bubbles.
Whatever. All right, another thing I do when I'm fucking watching movies is I make sure and zero in on how much Illuminati shit's going on in it.
For fuck's sake.
And I would give this a 4.5 Illuminati all-seeing eyes out of 5, Dave.
All right, why is that?
Because I think the Illuminati likes to shove shit in our face years before they do things. They like to fuck around with our little dumb brains,
Okay.
And I think they're telling us, yeah, we got time travel. We had it way back in the day. You guys just don't know shit about it because we don't tell you nothing because you're stupid and you'll fucking panic or something.
You think the world is flat, so, whatever.
You keep saying that, dude, but I'm saying, no, it's like a realm,
Flat.
Realm shape?
Like flat.
There's elements of flatness, Dave, but it's more realminess.
It's more of a spherical ovoid or an oblate spheroid.
What?
I think you could also call it an ellipsoid.
All ellipsoid, your face? What the fuck are you talking about?
The shape of the Earth is an oblate spheroid.
So you don't think the Earth is round?
It's not perfectly round. It's an irregular ellipsoid.
And you call me the conspiracy theorist?
I do, because you think it's flat, and I think it's the shape that it actually is.
One day, sheeple, you will be awakened, and it will be by me.
Oh, God, you gave me the cheese bumps on that, Angus. Fuck.
Now, I'm going to save you, Dave.
Oh, okay, Angus.
Yeah, whatever. All right, there's not much more to say about this movie, really?
Not without giving away any of the movie, but it's a #1 movie on Netflix right now.
Right, and have you memorized the Rotten Tomatoes on this yet?
Well, there's a 77% audience rating.
Yes,
Shut up.
I knew you did.
And there's a 68% for the professional critics.
Right, imagine being a professional critic.
I don't think I could do that very well.
Well, you're like anti-creator. I mean, creators make stuff.
Right.
And your job is to destroy the work of creators. So you're a destroyer. That's what a critic is.
Now, we've received a lot of bad reviews in our careers.
Fuck critics.
Well, you are pitchy.
Fuck singing in key.
Right. Well, there's not much more to say about this here movie.
Yeah, there's weird lightsabers in it for some reason.
Now, they seem to be better than lightsabers.
Now, CGI, all the cinematography, all the sound effects, all the music, that's all great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I understood the story or if I believed some of the things that much.
All right.
But I fucking dug it. 4 Angus thumbs up. And 4.5, all seeing Illuminati eyes.
Right. And I give it 4.5 Angus thumbs up.
I like Ryan Reynolds because I want him to play me in my biopic one day.
Holy shit.
So now, my friends, we are digging into the world of curse words.
Right. And we're not etymologists.
If I knew what that was, I'd tell you if I was or wasn't.
If you were, you'd know.
No, but together we're going to try and figure out what makes curse words bad.
I just want you guys to know this was Angus's idea.
I don't know why we need a disclaimer like that, Dave.
Because I haven't seen your notes, and I'm not sure what's going to happen.
How dare you, Dave?
Well, I don't want to lead the listener down a fractured spider web of stupid shit.
Well, how about a genius sunburst of kick-ass shit, Dave?
I would love for that.
Then shut the fuck up and let me do it.
All right, Godspeed, fuckface.
All right, I want to do this more than once. I want to delve into curse words like it's our thing. Like Dave and Angus curse words is like the thing.
No, thanks.
No, we can talk about all sorts of shit, Dave. Like you and I used to be on the radio.
Yes, we did.
So in this segment, I'm going to tell them an FCC story with us on the radio.
All right, and that has to do with curse words.
Yes.
All right, we have a few of those.
Also, I want to find out what makes them bad, like I said.
And you have some sort of hypothesis you want to share.
Maybe.
You have a theory as to why.
Why do I think curse words are bad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the yeah.
All right, I'll sit through that.
I also took a poll in the office to find out what the office's favorite curse word was, and I bet you'll be surprised.
Okay.
And I also thought we could talk about the usefulness of the word fuck.
Well, I think that's probably already been done to death, but okay,
Dave,
whatever.
I shared with you a brilliant plan, and you shit on each part of it, man.
No, I didn't, but let's start. Let's begin the thing.
Well, it begins with our radio career, Dave.
We had a small segment on someone else's show.
Yeah, the program director was calling for people in the community that were experts on alternative history.
Also known as credulous nutnicks.
Well, me and this guy won the day, and that's when we met Zaq Flanary, our producer today. We've been with him ever since.
Yeah.
But my story is about how much money it costs to fucking, if you say a curse word on like a public access show.
Well, that show started in public radio.
Right, and it's one thing to curse if you're like CBS.
Right.
But if you're on some sort of nonprofit situation,
Yeah, they'll get you.
it was up to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, for one infraction.
And there's a reason they don't like us doing it live.
No, they did not.
And Angus talks precisely how he means to, and anyone that impedes an Angus is a motherfucker.
Yeah, that's how you think.
Right, well, we worked for this radio show, man, and we were helping this radio station raise some money.
All right, you're talking about the time we get kicked off the fucking telethon.
Well, you jumped ahead to the part that I wasn't telling them yet, but yeah.
Well, now I get where we're going. I didn't know what the fuck you were talking about.
And
yet.
Angus tells podcast stories precisely how he means to, goddamn it, Dave.
All right, proceed with your story.
So we're doing a telethon.
Right.
And Zach's show was pretty popular at the time.
It was. We were raising some cash.
We were.
And then Angus dropped a series of F-bombs.
I did, but this is a part of the story that I found very interesting.
Okay.
It's the,
There were several parts that are interesting after this.
well, but it's the one about the button, man.
Oh, the 7-second button.
Yeah, I guess radio runs 7 seconds after when they're actually talking. Like you hear what they're saying 7 seconds after they say it.
Yes.
And it's to protect you from curse words, I think.
I think that's part of the reason, in order to protect radio stations from hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of fines.
Right. Well,
Yeah, the listener's like, well, how much money did Angus cost this radio station?
well, that was the only time I ever saw the station manager actually angry at anything. Ever. But he was
right.
angry at me.
Well, it's because it's kind of a big deal to use the button.
Yeah, for some reason it like shuts down a system somewhere on a mountain or some shit and it has to reset.
Something like that.
And it takes the radio station completely down off the radio for 7 seconds.
Right, and they had to do that 6 or 7 times.
A few times, yeah.
And so I think they still somehow find the radio station.
Right, but none of my F-bombs ever made it onto the airwaves.
Right, but I think you helped attack the infrastructure of radio or
I
something.
know. I had a guest on too. We were interviewing somebody, and they were like looking at me like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
By the 4th or 5th one, like the lights were flickering and shit.
Well, your drop switch shouldn't actually drop all the power in the building, man. Shit, it should just like, okay, I made a mistake. Mute. That's all.
I'm certain they fixed it right after you.
Right, but we weren't allowed in the booth again.
No, we weren't allowed in the building again.
No, they never told me how much it cost them, but it cost them, like 5
It
digits.
could have cost them almost like $5 or $6 million.
And this is over curse words, and this is why I bring it up.
Okay, why?
Because who gives a fuck about fuck?
Well, some people don't want to hear it.
But by the way, I should say we did cost more then we brought in money for the telethon.
Yes, we did.
Because of the thing I did.
That's correct.
But we still got syndicated and signed to a record label because I kick ass, and they're fucking wrong. And everybody else is wrong but me.
Okay, well, we're talking about curse words.
Right, so why is it almost $1 million if you say fuck on the fucking radio?
Well, the Federal Communications Commission.
FCC, fucking cocksucking cunts.
Yikes.
You want to talk about cancel culture, Dave?
I don't.
The FCC exists to do just that.
Well, it doesn't want certain things on the air.
Who the fuck's voting for that?
I don't know.
Because I don't know if people have noticed this, but all the generations walking around today like to use the word fuck a lot.
Right.
Like 5 or 10% of the population have it tattooed on their body somewhere.
I doubt it's that high.
I'll doubt it's that high your face, Dave.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying we should abolish the FCC.
They do a lot more than police the broadcast airwaves.
Whatever division it is that fucks around with our language, they should not be doing that.
They replaced an old radio agency in the 30s.
Okay.
They went up against AT&T in the 60s for phone prices.
Well, they made it so I couldn't go into the hippie radio station to hang out because I said fuck a few times.
Right.
So why do curse words matter?
I don't know.
Why should the FCC even fucking care, Dave?
I don't know, but you got a hypothesis.
Well, I think I know the truth.
Okay.
You ready?
I am.
You gonna write it down?
I don't think so this time, no.
I'll wait for you if you need to go get a pen.
No, I'll just listen to your bullshit.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Yep. Look me in the eyes, Dave.
No, I don't want to
Dave.
do that. No.
Dave, just
No.
look, just...
No.
Dave.
No.
Look into my eyes, David.
Go fuck yourself, Angus. Just tell us what the fuck you think is going
Well,
on.
I think it's obvious it's New World Order Illuminati.
I knew you were going to go there.
Well, the interesting part is how, Dave.
It's going to be interesting to hear your mental gymnastics, that's for
Here's
sure.
the deal, man. Illuminati controls the media. Duh.
No.
Roll with me, Dave.
You think the earth is flat, Angus?
It's more of a realm shape, but I digressify. Cursing is important to us.
Maybe.
It is. It's part of humor around the world.
Okay.
Humor is like nurturing. It gives you power that you didn't have before. When you're laughing, you can't be anything other than laughing.
Okay.
Well, think about it. Through the media, through the Illuminati media, they control the trickle effect
I
of
don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
Well, it's a fucking scandal if you hear a curse word on the news.
All right.
Like if the weather lady calls the head anchor guy a cocksucker. I mean, that's big time shit.
Okay, yeah.
But if you flip the channel to HBO or some shit, they've got fuck written on the wall in blood.
I don't really see what you're getting
I'm
at.
saying the Illuminati controls the word. It's kind of like they give you a little bit, and then they take it away. They're like, here, you should use it. And then they're like, no, you shouldn't. And you should use it here, but not here. And here, but not here.
You're just mad you got kicked out of the radio station.
No, it's New World Order Illuminati scum, dude.
Your hypothesis is awful.
Okay, you got something better?
Yeah, I think I do.
All right, why are curse words bad, Dave?
Because I think they're linked to emotion. When we use, fuck and cocksucker, where you're sad or we're angry.
I have a cat named Shithead. I love that
Well,
thing.
normal people curse, I guess.
Oh, you mean when sheeple curse?
I'm sure that's not what I mean.
Nah, that's what I mean.
Well, I think religious people associated emotional words with, witchcraft and some of the voodoo and shit. And literally were curse words. That's why they're called curse words. They thought that these words had some sort of emotional charge to them that could cause some sort of physical harm.
I'm pretty sure it's New World Order Illuminati scum, dude.
No, I don't think so.
It's a scum.
I think it's mainly just
If
superstition.
it was superstition, they just turn the FCC off.
I don't know if you notice this, Angus, but government just doesn't go away. It doesn't turn things off. It just amplifies things. It never goes away or, reduces something. When was the last time they got rid of a department?
Well, they don't, because they're the New World Order Illuminati scum.
All right. We've beaten this dead horse to the point of glue at this point, so what's the next
I
thing?
took a poll, man, to see in the office of the SKATCAST Studios what the fuck was going on when it came to curse words.
Right, that's right. You asked everybody what their favorite curse word was.
I did.
All right, what was it?
It was fuck, Dave.
I'm shocked. I thought you said we were going to be shocked by it.
I think I said surprised. Aren't you surprised?
Not in the least.
Well, fuck you, Dave.
All right, well, did you keep track of, what the second was, third?
Dipshit was second.
See, that's more of a surprise.
All right, well, asshole was third, shit-faced fourth.
Nice, okay.
The Australian guy and the Scottish guy both voted for cunt, so that's in there. Fifth, I think.
Now, this is all very riveting, Angus.
Well, it got me to thinking, all right, well, fuck is this useful word, right?
Absolutely.
Because you can say fucking fuck you, you motherfucking fuck-facedy fucker.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes sense.
Yes, people have pointed that out before.
Right, but of all the curse words you can use, fuck is the most positive of all the curse words.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, I mean, a lot of the times when you say shit, it's not a good thing.
Right.
You stub your toe, you see how much taxes you got to pay.
Right.
When you're calling somebody a shitface or a cunt, these things are not good, happy times.
All right.
But when you say fuck, a lot of times it's like, fuck yeah, let's fucking do this, guys. Holy fucking shit, did you see that? Look at how fucking smart this fucking genius is.
Okay, well, you could say, shit, yeah, look at how smart this little shit is.
Yeah, but it's not the same, though. It's just not, I mean, there's just something special about fuck.
This is all about you getting kicked out of a radio station.
Yeah, fuck them hippies.
just so you guys know, it's in Angus's contract that every 6 or 7 shows he gets to decide what the hell's going on, the whole thing. So this is his little ditty.
All right, so you're just giving more disclaimers now.
I want them to know that if they think this is completely ridiculous and stupid and a waste of their time, that they're probably right and it's his fault.
My fault.
Your fault.
Oh.
But now Angus is going to tell us all about parenting.
Well, 13 little chitrin, I've seen all the archetypes of shitlordery that a child can be.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Well, it's your mistake to doubt an Angus. And here's the first tip in parenting that you really should just start bringing into your life immediately with your chitrin. Whatever you're doing, do this instead.
Oh, boy, okay.
Stop listening to your chitrin.
Okay.
I mean it, Dave. Chitrin are stupid. Don't listen to them anymore.
Angus, that's like the opposite of all the good advice out there.
No, who's dumber than a chitrin?
I don't know how to answer that. You're dumber than a chitrin.
I'm not dumber than a chitrin.
I would say 90% of your kids are smarter than you.
Well, certainly not when they're actual chitrin.
Right, well, they don't know as much as an adult.
That's right, so stop listening to their dumb ideas.
Oh, my God.
Stop celebrating their dumb shit that they do. Quit putting shit on the fridge.
No.
Yes, don't go to their sports games and give them all your time, and don't drive them around and shit. Tell them to shut the fuck up and get a job.
No.
And that reminds me, child labor laws gotta go. Let's get these kids to work.
You know, I haven't asked this yet, but how drunk are you?
I blacked out like 13 minutes ago.
Okay, well, we usually do, a little longer than this.
Well, I got more, Dave.
I'm sure you do.
All right, so step 1 is don't listen to the chitrin anymore. Who gives a shit about their feelings? Who gives a shit about what they want for dinner? Who cares what they want to do with their lives? What do you want to be when you grow up? Who gives a fuck? You're a chitrin. It's going to change 1,000,000,000 times.
God damn, you're like a monster.
Fine.
I mean, being attentive to your kid is probably a good thing.
I've heard that before. Oh,
Good.
treat him like an adult.
Yes.
You don't talk to him like an adult when you're like, oh, I think your picture's pretty. I'm going to put that on the fridge. It's like, no, that shit sucks. Get in there, make that shit better.
No.
Yes, if you're going to draw a dog, make it look like a dog. You ever seen a green dog, motherfucker?
I hope you've never had this conversation.
I've definitely had this conversation. I talk to my kids like an
You
adult.
talk to them like they're getting hazed on a construction site.
Because that's reality, Dave.
There's nothing like crushing the spirit of a child at an early age.
It's not crushing the spirit. It's hardening up the skin, man. It's making them tough.
Yeah, well, luckily for the world and for themselves, your kids have basically ignored you and all the things you've ever said to them.
Hear me now.
I don't
Ignore your kids. That's number 1. Number 2.
All right.
You as parents are almost always the problem in every situation.
What are you talking about?
Well, I don't mean between you and the chitrin, because the chitrin's stupid. That's the problem. We've got that in step 1. Step 2, you're the problem in all the situations that deal with your chitrin.
Okay.
You feeling me? All right, you go to school, man. You talk to the teachers. You want to know what the teachers are worried about? They're not worried about kids stabbing them. They're not worried about kids calling them fucking names and shit. They're worried about the parents stabbing them, the parents calling them names, and the parents ruining the situationals for all the chitrin.
I don't know how to answer that.
I'm telling you, man, that Blackburns we are steeped in educationals, all right? My wife is a teacher sometimes.
I know. My dad was a substitute teacher.
Well, I still know more than you.
Okay.
But parents are the problem because they think their chitrin are awesome.
I think it's natural for parents to love their kids, and think they're great.
They're not great. This is part of step 2. This is step 2B.
Okay.
Realize your kids suck.
Oh, no.
Yes, and act as such
No.
to the rest of the adults in the world.
Please don't do any of these things.
Do all these things because parents do all the bad shit to the world because they think their kids are special.
No, I don't.
Yes, all the taxes that are voted on for school shit, they're like, my little Timmy needs a goddamn professional football stadium so he can learn how to math right. Then the other parents are like, well, my little Johnny needs a swimming pool. And they all vote for that shit. Raise up the fucking property values and their taxes are high.
Okay.
And it's all because you don't recognize that your children suck. Just like you suck, they suck too.
Angus.
All right, so now on to step 3.
I don't know how much more of this I can take.
All right, so you want to be brutally honest. That was step 1 at your chitrin and be like, shut up, chitrin.
Right, I think we got that.
So be honest with them when they suck,
Yeah.
but never be honest with them about anything about yourself.
No.
Don't tell them about finances.
Yes, you should. Yes.
Don't
yes.
introduce your dumb kids to your friends.
What?
If they ask you what you do for a living, you tell them you beat the shit out of Superman because he's a pussy.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, you never let them chitrin ever know what you do for a living. There's no take your chitrin to work days, none of that shit.
Holy
They
fuck.
should have a job at this point, and if they ask you what you're doing, you're like, I'm kicking Superman's fucking ass.
What age should they be having this job?
Easily 4 or 5.
Okay.
But never be honest with these kids. Bullshit them. Yes, Santa Claus. Yes, Easter Bunny. Make up other things. Turkey Man. But make him evil and sadistic. Bring Krampus back.
Yikes.
Just read Eastern European and Scandinavian fairy tales to him, and it'll terrify him to death,
Dude,
man.
what is wrong with you?
Oh, the bad times are coming, Dave. We got to make tough chitrin.
This is not how to do it, and
yes,
I
it
don't
is.
know what you're talking
You're
about.
not awake yet, Dave.
You believe the earth is flat, Angus?
No, it's really more of a realm. It's kind of like a realm thing, like it's a realm, Dave. Have you ever seen a realm?
Will you stop with the realm?
Whatever. Never be honest with your chitrin about yourself.
Yes, you should.
Now, step number 4. This is very important.
Oh, boy.
Don't let your chitrin drive your economicals.
A lot of those weren't words.
Hear me, motherfuckers. Do not let your chitrin make your financial decisions for you.
What do you mean?
I mean, your kids are the reason you spend all your money.
Well, kids are expensive.
They're expensive because they buy stupid shit.
Well,
see tip number 1.
Are these tips or steps?
Doesn't matter. Take the financial power away from your dumb kid.
All right, well, explain what you mean better.
I mean, have you seen the price of kids' toys that they'll like for a week and then not want, and then they'll want something else that's more expensive?
I guess so, yes.
Well, that shit adds up. Don't do that shit.
Well, all kids like toys.
Dude, toys are a tax on parents. They're just a tax. They don't do shit. They're not going to learn anything from them. They're probably going to choke on them or some shit. They might shove it up the dog's ass. You don't know what they're going to do. It'll be in their nose. It'll be in the wall. It's not
Okay,
going to
the
be
toy tax.
Exactly. You're finally being useful.
I don't want any part of this.
You're going down with me now.
This is your little shit show on fire.
This is my service to mankind.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. But I have many more tips for you guys, but I'm only going to do one more tip for parenting. These were my 5 tip steps.
Right.
So number 5 is like, whatever you do not do this ever.
Okay, never, ever.
Never do this. Whatever you do, no matter how much the children ask you, no matter how much the other kids are like, if you don't go to this, I won't be your friend.
Is this about cell phones?
How do you go to a cell phone, Dave?
I don't know.
No,
go ahead.
never, ever, under any fucking circumstances, at any point in time in your life as a parent,
Never.
ever. I don't even, never.
Never,
Not
ever.
as a grandparent either. Ever go to Chuck E. Cheese. Ever, you fucking
What?
don't.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Don't.
I love Chuck E. Cheese.
No, man. One trip to Chuck E. Cheese and they become fodder for the New World Order Illuminati.
That is fucking ridiculous.
No, there's a reason their pizza tastes the way it does, man, and it's because it's got the scum in
I
it.
actually kind of like their pizza.
Chuck E. Cheese breaks a lot of the rules. If you're at Chuck E. Cheese, you definitely did not tell your children to shut the fuck up. You're there showing off your dumb kid, and the other parents are there, and their kid's special. It's also the kind of place where your facade of kicking Superman's ass kind of falls apart.
How so?
Well, when they ask for, hey, can I have some more money for tokens? You're like, no, and they're like, well, fucking his dad will, and his dad doesn't beat up Superman.
All right, I guess that makes some sense.
And if you're at Chuck E. Cheese, you're definitely letting them run the economicals, paying way too much for soda and ice cream and pizza.
Right, well, I love Chuck E. Cheese, and I wouldn't listen to this guy fucking tell me about anything.
No, and Angus has shared his information. Now it's up to the non-Anguses to do with it as they will.
Okay, so those were the 5 worst parenting tips you could possibly ever
Yeah,
receive.
let's recap them again.
Yeah,
First of
okay.
all, shut the fuck up, chitrin.
Yikes.
And 1B is kind of like, be honest with them about the shit that they suck at, because they got to know that shit.
No.
Step 2, recognize your chitrin sucking. You as a parent are the problem of the world.
Holy fuck.
Because you think little Timmy needs a football stadium to play fucking football in, everything is expensive. So recognize your chitrin suck, and you are the problem.
Holy fuck.
Number 3, never be honest with the chitrin about your life ever. You beat up Superman because fuck Superman.
And so you tell him you're a superhero?
No, Dave, you tell them superheroes ain't got shit on you. You're punching the sun. You're kicking Jupiter in the dick.
I don't know what that means.
It doesn't matter what it means. It leads to tip number 4, and that is don't let your chitrin run your economicals.
Yeah, well, you gotta feed your kids.
Well, you definitely got to feed your chitrins, but don't fucking feed them records. Don't buy them shit that they want.
What? Why not?
Because they buy shit that supports shit that I hate, and they make famous people that are fucking, I don't even know, that I'm going to have to deal with for the next 30, 40 years.
boy.
Although I wouldn't mind Chris Pine playing me in my biopic if I couldn't get...
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds, yeah.
Right, well, kids don't buy fucking records.
Well, I'm sick of their famous people. I don't want to learn any of their names.
Well, I think that's a year or 2 away from get off my lawn.
I'm feeling that.
I'm feeling we should move on to our last segment.
All right, you're welcome, parents. You're welcome.
All right, so this was our last week in the recording studio for music.
Well, we got 4 or 5 weeks on the road, so yeah.
And why don't you tell them how many songs we have down right now?
Well, it's really not about quantity. It's really about...
Well, it can't be about quality either.
Well, it's definitely about quality, Dave. I've got a lot of songs.
All right, well, I haven't heard any of them yet.
Give me the guitar, Dave. All right,
there
check
you
it
go.
out. The
Yep.
song's called There's a Devil in Your Spaghetti. There's a devil.
I hate it already.
There's a devil in spaghetti, Dave.
Yeah,
There's
okay.
a devil in spaghetti, and I put it there 'cause I hate you.
All right.
And the garlic
Killing it.
bread's scary too. Yeah, spaghetti.
You forget the...
You know that's a hit. You know that's a hit.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, fine. I got another hit for you. All right,
Okay.
ready?
Yep.
An Angus do. What an Angus do. An Angus does.
Stupid shit.
Precisely what he wants to do, 'cause he's a fucking Angus.
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 All right. All right. That's enough.
Shut up, Dave.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Well, I got 2 hits for you. You want another one?
No, thank you.
You need another one.
No, please.
Dave,
Please, no. God damn it.
Oh, Dave.
That's me.
Oh,
All right, I'm going to play guitar, too.
oh, Dave. Dale.
That's me.
Dave.
Angus.
Dave.
Angus, yeah.
Dave.
All right. Angus, fuck me. Damn it. Stop.
Dave.
Yeah. All right. I'll be choked. All right. Angus, please. All right. Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, I think I passed out quite a while ago, so this has been fun.
Right, our new album is coming along swimmingly.
I got another hit, man. Check this one out.
Fuck. Okay. All right. All right.
I gotta go to the bathroom, Dave.
God damn it. All right.
I gotta piss my pants and I gotta end this podcast because I drank too much.
Like always.
I drank too much before I got into the studio, and I'm gonna soil myself right now,
Okay.
Dave.
Oh, Angus.
Oh, Dave.
Go to the bathroom then. Fucking we'll take a break.
Dave. I gotta go pee.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. There's new Tim Sucks merchandise in the merch store.
Make sure not to listen to your chitrin no more.
Yeah, visit us at scatcast.com. Reach out to us, info@scatcast.com.
Check us out on YouTube, SKATCAST, Patreon, SKATCAST. We're probably everywhere with SKATCAST.
We'll see you on the road next week.
Yeah, talk at you next Thursday. Bye-bye.
It's Dave and Angus. It's Dave and Angus. It's Dave and Angus. What's in there? Dave and Angus show right now. Let's go.
Bing bong.
Poopies.